Boom, boom. Another day, another commitment for the Sooners. Number 18 for the 2024 class. And I told y'all, July and August was going to be busy. We're not done yet because we still got a lot more coming down the line. But we're going to talk about today's commitment. Quarterback Brendan Zurbrugg out of Alliance, Ohio. One of the quarterbacks I told you we were looking at. He decided to go ahead and join the competitive depth that we're going to have at quarterback here at Oklahoma. So I want to dive into him, his measurables. We're going to look at a little bit more film again and all of that jazz. But before we do that, welcome to Unfair Sports. I am your host, Jay. Thank y'all for pulling up here on the YouTube channel. Go ahead and hit that like button since you're here. If you're new to the channel, subscribe. We would love to have you join this college football family. This community is growing very fast as we talk a lot of OU football and we talk a little bit of Colorado, a little Tennessee, and college football in general. And so we'll be expanding here in the month of August as we're in dead period. So we have a lot of stuff to talk about. And so we're going to dive right into Brendan Zurbrugg. This recruit, to me, is a pretty big pickup for the Sooners, and this is the reason why. We're adding competitive depth. His measurables are nice. All we got to do is make sure his skill set follows. So we're going to look at that film and talk about that, similar to what we did a couple weeks ago when he came and did a visit. I want you all to see what we're working with. But before we do that, let's pay some bills. Before we look at the measurables on this athlete, have you all thought about measuring your wireless services? Let's talk about our latest partner here at Unfair Sports, which is Mint Mobile. Now, you may already know about Mint Mobile from those funny videos with Ryan Reynolds, who's also the owner, kind of like this one. But let me tell you about how awesome their services are. Mint Mobile offers premium wireless service for as low as $15 a month. 15. And you don't have to sacrifice coverage or speed to take advantage of their service. They're built on the nation's largest 5G network, and they keep costs down because they sell directly to you here online, instead of having retail stores and salespeople. Why should you pay more for access to the same network? You can click on the link below in my description or scan the QR code that's shown on the screen. Or you can go to mintmobile.com/unfair sports and check them out. Tell them that I'm sent you. And switching to their service was super easy. All it took was leveraging the eSIM inside of my device, and I was able to sign up immediately from the comforts of my home or my studio. If you're interested in reliable coverage and fast data for a fraction of the cost, make sure you check out my code in the description below. You can go to mintmobile.com/unfair sports. They'll get you started, or you can scan the QR code that's been on the screen this entire time. I promise you it's safe. So, of course, this commitment came out of nowhere for me, just like it does for most. We're going to talk about Brendan. This young man is roughly 6'3", 6'4", about 160 to 180 pounds. We're going to say 6'4", 180 is the last report I saw on 24/7. Quarterback out of Alliance, Ohio. And so at Ohio, we got him coming on down here to Oklahoma, which is good. And so he's done a couple of visits. He was actually committed to first Syracuse, decommitted, and then committed to Northwestern because there was an opportunity to play. And then everything that went down at Northwestern, he's one of the many players that decided to look around. Coach Lebby reached out, got in touch with them. They met up, got him on campus. He liked the culture and was like, you know what? This is definitely a place I would like to see myself play at, in which why you saw the commitment come up. He thanked Northwestern in his post on Twitter. And so I got his handle down in the comments, in the link in the description below. That way you can all go out and show him some love for joining the Sooner family. And so this quarterback, one of the big things about him, like I said, outside of his measurables, he's a consensus 3-star quarterback. He's a top 45 in the state of Ohio. But one big thing about him, though, that, kind of stood out to me, statistically, he put up some pretty solid numbers coming in high school. He's a 3-sport athlete. He plays basketball, runs track as a hurdler, and he was all Ohio in track on the hurdling team, and he's the quarterback of the football team. And he made the all Ohio team on that recently. He completed 76% of his passes last season, 2,100 yards, roughly 2,200, so 2,184, 23 touchdowns passing, ran for 804 yards and 11 touchdowns as well, which all of that led him to the Ohio team. And that's kind of a big deal to me, is because we're looking for quarterbacks that can run the RPO, that can compete. And so if you have him with Michael Hawkins competing with each other, man, that tells me you're going to have the competitive depth you need. If you were watching any of the media days today, or you heard about him, I don't think it was actually televised, but if you watch any of the replays or you saw any of the insiders reporting on it, which we're going to have a video on that later tonight, They talked in depth about competitive depth. That was key and critical. They don't want players that are soft. They want hard hitters. And watching Zurbrugg play, that tells me that's the type of player that they want. He's one that's going to give competitive depth. Because remember, when Dylan Gabriel's gone at the end of this season, which we all anticipate he's out after playing 2 years here, you're going to have young Jackson Arnold. Then you'll have the 2024 class guys, Michael Hawkins, as well as Brendan Zurbrugg. And then you'll have 2025 commit Kevin Sperry. And so I've had people ask the question. I mean, the film is rolling. You can watch and enjoy, but they're asking, why will we get an additional quarterback? Does that mean we don't have any faith in Michael? No, there's more options in 2024 than there are going back. And also, you don't want to end up in a situation like we did last year where we just weren't prepared. And so having a quarterback that can be right behind Jackson Arnold, along with General Booty, who should probably get an opportunity to play as well, but having them, at least 2 to 3 guys that are learning the program, learning the plays, learning the system with a couple of guys that actually already know the system really helps. So General Booty, I have 2 years of knowing the system going into his 3rd year, which will be his final year next year. And then you'll have Jackson Arnold, who was already in the system this year. He'll be ready to play next year. And so the goal is to be prepared just in case something goes down. Teams get dirty and they take quarterbacks out because they know that that's what really hamstrings the team. And so having a quarterback like Brendan Zurbrugg competing with Michael Hawkins, all it's going to do is push him to be better. And the big thing I'm looking at is running this RPO. They're both very mobile quarterbacks. You can see him scrambling out of the pocket. You can see him faking the handoff and going. Lebby looks for quarterbacks that fit into his system, that have played similar systems. That way they can translate quickly at this level. And that's what you want. You want those guys that translate beautifully from the high school ranks to your system, and that way they can be set up for success collegiately. And so sometimes you just go after that generational talent, and if you can land a generational talent, you take them. But sometimes you're working with the quarterbacks that are really, really good that can fit what you're doing. And so don't knock them. Look at this man. I see a lot more talent than he has some really nice touch. Like I said, there's probably some mechanics that you can work on with him, but that's a long-term project. But he's got some nice touch, though. He puts the ball in some nice spots, and he's hitting his wide receivers and getting them open. Plus, because he's a threat with his feet, I'm excited about the fact that he knows how to move around the pocket. He keeps his eyes forward, and I've seen him throw across his body a couple times. And it's like, wow, that's pretty darn impressive. And so y'all should be excited just like I am, because the competitive depth that we need in preparation for going to the SEC, he adds to that. And so, we're stoked here. That's Brendan Zurbrugg. That is him coming to Oklahoma. He is committed. 2024 class is growing. We're at 18, and we've got a lot of commitments on the docket for August. Like I've seen potentially some 25s are coming down the line. We got more 24s. I mean, we've got dates on top of dates on top of dates. And so I want you all to keep your eyes open, keep your eyes peeled. I'm going to be around and make sure I'm dropping the content in preparation for a lot of this for you all. So, we won't be leaving y'all in the dark. Thank y'all for pulling up. Hop in the comments. Let your boy know what's your thoughts on this latest commitment. Please give me your thoughts. I read through all of them. I try to like and heart every single one of them, but I do go through all of them at least once to make sure, I can get the pulse of what you all are thinking. If you've made it this far and you're new to the channel, hit that like button as well as subscribe and the bell notification if you want to make sure you don't miss any of the notifications that we send out. For those that checked out the Michael Patterson McDonald commitment, thank y'all for pulling up to live. I apologize. We were deep in the bowels of Westmore High School, and all of the signal was gone. Didn't have Wi-Fi access, and so it didn't turn out as I wanted. But I'm hoping you all got to see and experience his commitment with us, and you enjoyed the fact that we actually made a valiant effort to get in there for y'all. So my bad. But at the same time, thank y'all. YouTube says watch one of these videos. This is one of the recent commitments. Definitely check those out. Holla at your boy. Let me know what your thoughts on. We definitely want to hear from you. More videos coming down the line because OU Media Day was today, and I still got a lot of stuff to filter through as I just got off the road, and we're going to talk about it. All right. Talk about this soon. Peace.